Hey family, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please remember to hit the like, the subscribe, the notify, and the share buttons, all of which are very, very important to engage with so that we can help others to find us and join us on this journey. My name is Ann Smith. And I'm an award-winning advocate who began doing legal research when my daughter was railroaded in criminal court with lies. It was a painful journey that I tucked away for a long time, and somehow I survived it, which wasn't always easy for me. It still isn't. But along the way, I figured out so many things about how to make the legal system work for my benefit. And now I'm sharing it with you.
When did your child support journey begin, AJ?
My journey started back in, it was 2018 is when it actually started, where I actually, went to court, went before the magistrate, and I had my attorney, all that stuff. But that's when it actually got started, when I didn't know much of anything. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were frozen for a second. Okay. I may be able to cut that out, or I'll just leave it. I don't know. So it started in 2018. And then what led you to finding me? And, you must have been on some kind of a search, for solutions. Did you get a lawyer? And then, just tell the people how it, you came to find me.
Well, so I found myself trying to, tackle this issue on my own, and then also not knowing the system, how, more experienced people do know the system. I found myself being, lied to, people were telling me shit like, oh, do this and do that. But then in most times I would find out that the judge or either the lawyer, hell, they were in cahoots with each other. So they were going to railroad me anyway. So it was just things I was learning over time. And I'm like, golly, they're not for me. You know what I'm saying? Especially my attorney. I'm paying money for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's just stuff like that. You learn and you're like, man, I just wish I knew because I could have saved more money, And then during that time of really trying to figure out what direction to go and wanting that better relationship, wanting more time with my daughter, I was like, I need to find someone that can help me through this transition so I didn't have to carry this and I can just have the time with my daughter. So it was so many pieces that I didn't know that I had to come looking for somebody such as yourself.
So you found me on YouTube or on, how did you find me? I don't remember.
Actually, so really quickly, I was actually on TikTok one night.
Oh, yeah.
And literally, I'm on TikTok. And mind you this, before I even got on TikTok, I would have never, ever in life really thought about getting on there because I'm not a big social media guy. But my buddy was like, yeah, get on there. And he was like, it's all kind of stuff about business, so on and so forth. And I was like, I wonder what would happen if I were to put in child support. And then I put in child support. And then like 2 or 3 down, I see this smiling woman in there talking about child support, and it ended up being you. And I said, okay, well, let me see what it is she's talking about. Let me see what it is she's offering. So I was like, all right, we jump to it. So I jumped to it, saw what you were talking about, and I said, you know what, this can be very beneficial for me. So, I took the plunge, and it's been great so far.
Come on, TikTok. Okay, you guys, let me tell you, I just recently joined TikTok and it's been an amazing experience because I'm telling you, I don't like social media, contrary to popular belief. I don't want to be out here in these streets, but I know that the need is great. So I'm here because I want to help. I want to be a part of the solution, because I know people don't understand their rights or the laws. And I know that the court system and the justice system and the lawyer and I know that they take advantage of us, because it happened to my own family. So I'm here, I'm doing the work, I'm making myself available. It's not because I want to, but it's because I feel that the need is so great that I just want to do my small part. So, okay, great. So you found me on TikTok, and then you decided to enroll in the course, and then you decided to upgrade yourself to, the private consultation.
Yes.
Tell the people why not the why, but your experience on both sides, because you're very unique in the fact that you know me both ways.
Right.
So tell them your experience, because anything that comes out of my mouth about it is going to sound salesy or like I'm just biased, because I'm the creator of the program, and I'm
Right.
So tell them from your personal experience, because I know you, I've gotten to know you, and I've seen your growth just in the way that you interact with me and your questions. I've seen your growth, but I don't know if you noticed it yourself. So just talk about that.
Absolutely. So when I took the plunge and actually started the process itself, one of the things that you were very, very candid about is you have to read this at least 10 times, right? So let me start by saying, I was like, man, how am I gonna have the time to read this 10 times? But I'm gonna tell you what I did. I would take time when I was up in bed and I thought about getting on TikTok. Those would be the times where I would read it and go over it again. Whereas the process was literally, okay, I know I do this now, I do this now, I do this now. And it's very understandable. But also, too, the message that I want to send to everybody is just sit your ass down and actually pay attention to it. And it will literally help you. Literally, read, comprehend, and then execute. And then that's how you basically get through it. On the other part you were just stating is that one of the reasons, I jumped into the one-on-one consultation is because when I did put my packet in, it in essence got their attention. So when it got their attention, they were like, okay, now we have to do a little something more. And so, they were throwing stuff at me like the attorney. I had terminated the guy. Here he comes, giving me a phone call, trying to figure out what I had going on. The other attorney was telling him, hey, this guy is, doing too much, and he's gonna
Okay. But wait, you kind of brushing over that. Remember, all of this was new to you as far as different reactions, because they've never engaged with you in this way before.
Correct. Yeah, no, right. Not at all.
Right. So you started to see a pattern of fraud and abuse after engaging with the paperwork,
right.
And then started to see, but before the class, nothing like this did you ever see anything like this before?
No, I haven't seen anything like this before. But also too, just to piggyback on what you're saying, it wasn't until when I put in that second round of paperwork, they were saying that I was putting stuff into my case that was going to get me in trouble, or and I'm thinking to myself, like, how's it going to get me in trouble if I'm trying to protect myself and I'm trying to preserve my rights? It's like, how am I going to get myself in trouble? So it brought a lot of things to light, when you and I talked, because it was like, they weren't doing this before, why are they trying to do this stuff now? It was almost as if they were looking to throw me off my course,
Right. And then the time when they had the attorney call you. Now, this is an attorney that you severed your ties with him, and then all of a sudden he's calling you out of nowhere. That was very odd.
Correct. And I had terminated the guy, and then he called me the week after the attorney for the state, got my paperwork, and then he was like, you know, hey, you need to tell this guy, you know, you need to be careful with these, you know, recording into his case. And, you know, I was really detailed about asking the attorney that called me, well, what was it that I put in there that was so, you know, unbecoming? What is it that I put in there that was going to get me in trouble?
Yeah.
And, you know, in essence, he wasn't going to tell me the truth. He lied to me. So, of course, I got off the phone with him, too. So, you know, you just kind of see these things as you're going through the process that really shine some light on what you're doing.
And he kept trying to encourage you to hire him.
Yeah, he was trying to force me back, you know, into hiring him for my child support case. But see, if I knew I would have did that, he would have literally led me straight up to the slaughter, and I wasn't going for that. So I said, nah. I said, not again, because prior to all of this, you know, he was not really helping you. What was your experience with him before? So, you know, his original job when I hired him was to help me with my contempt of court on my daughter's mother's side. Mm-hmm. She did something, you know, I'm not gonna go in detail with, but he was supposed to help me with that, and it taking him almost a year to. And mind you, I paid this guy all the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and it took me almost a year to get in front of the judge. So, you know, it was excuse after excuse. Oh, I had this going on. Oh, I had this happen. And it was like he was just pushing my stuff off. And then later on, when you and I talked about it, he was like, AJ, you could have did that yourself. And I was like, I wish I would have known, you know? So it was stuff like that you just see how they waste your time and they waste your money and all that stuff.
Bringing you along.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And things have been moving more rapidly ever since you got into the class and then did the one-on-one. Now, did I have anything to do with, like, was I trying to upsell you, like, get in the class? No. I mean, get into one-on-one? None of that. I tell people, don't hire me.
No, and I'm gonna tell you what I did too. Like, anytime you would say, go research this, go read that, find out about this. Like, I would literally, you know this, I would take my time, I would go read it, look at it, and like, I'm very process driven. You and I talked about that. So I want to know how everything is going to play out start to finish, and I want to put everything into position start to finish. So no, you didn't coerce anything, like you didn't upset me on nothing. I literally came to you because I know I needed the assistance on this other transition, you know, apart from what have we already started. So yeah, you know.
Yeah, I will say that I believe that everything is, you know, complete in the course, but with AJ, you know, given the, you know, the time constraints, you know, he is working, you know, full time and everything. So, you know, some people just want to have that one-on-one. It's not that you need it because you have everything at your disposal in the class, but some people just want that one-on-one time because every case is different, you know, and I can't do custom things, you know, for every individual case in the course. And that's what he needed, you know, because he has a lot of mitigating circumstances. Like the story is bizarre and crazy. And so he felt, you know, it would be better served if he would just do the one-on-one. So, you know, you just have to make that decision for yourself. Absolutely. And, you know, so okay. So as far as you already pretty much let them know the difference between, you know, working on your own or working with an attorney or working with a legal advocate like myself. Mm-hmm. I have seen your growth because I'm telling you, every time that you came to me with a new chapter, and there have been many issues. I would give you the information and then you would take that information and run with it. But tell the people how the difference between the AJ before engaging with, you know, Ann Smith and the AJ now, the after the now.
So before, you know, I would find myself tripping over understanding the law and understanding how to reserve my rights as it relates to me. And by the time I got into the class and we started doing the one-on-one, you started, throwing me nuggets of knowledge where it could lead me offline from our conversations to go and do some research. Go and say, okay, let me find out more about this motion so I could have some input when we're working on it together. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what makes it better because, I don't want to just not be able to add value as this thing is going forward. So now I understand things a little bit better, and then I'm understanding things more and more as we're transitioning through it. So okay, it's almost like you're putting more tools in your tool belt to get better at your craft. Not perfect, but I tell you what, in the process of learning this thing, hopefully one day, like I told you, I want to give back and help. So it's actually going great.
So not only are you gaining the knowledge that you need to beat these monsters, your level of confidence has been growing. See, that's what I watch for. That's the part that I watch for, because I know I have the knowledge to share. I know you're going to gain, but I'm seeing the confident you completely transform. Now you're losing that fear of them, right?
Yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you, on my last court hearing, I was a little shaky about it, but then all of a sudden I got comfortable, and then I said, okay, I see what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? In essence, they were literally trying to keep me from talking, period. They didn't want me to talk. They didn't want me to address the things I needed to. But in essence, I had to force my way in to say my thing, say those things so I can get it on the record. So it was more confident when you know that you're able to say what you need to as it relates to your hearing. So it made me feel a lot more confident, and then, looking forward to things moving forward now.
See, they know that you are this is not a normal setting for us. They know that. So you're gonna have the nervousness. You're gonna be stumbling over your word, but not you. You prepared, and I gave you the few things to address, and you got them in, even though they were trying to bowl over you like they normally do. But you were the only one in attendance. Because they violated you with the full attendance of everyone in the screen.
Yes.
But you were the only one, to the point where you made me laugh when you said the other people that were in attendance, they were shocked. They were looking at you like, wait a minute, what's going on? Because you were getting ahead, and you were asserting your right, and they never got a chance to do that.
Right. So you came prepared. The hearing officer, she, when I said something about the record, it truly helped. So I'm definitely looking forward to, pushing this thing to the max and not giving up.
Yes, and tell the people about the games that they were playing with your mail. Okay.
Yeah. So first thing first was I sent some registered mail that they had for my case hearing. So I sent it certified mail. And then when I would go in and look, it would say that it was on the way, but it wouldn't say that it was delivered. So, I had to go through the USPS Consumer Affairs, file a report. And then once I filed a report, they couldn't find the original mail, but they found the registered mail. And so one of the things that one of the guys at the post office told me was that, it may have gotten torn up when it was at the distribution center. Then later on, we come to find out that they attempted to deliver the mail. And then when you go back and look for the mail, no one knew what a certified mail was. So it was stuff like that they know I had to get that mail to that attorney.
Yes.
But, you just don't know what those conversations look like. You don't know what happened evolved between those days. So, but the registered mail ended up getting there almost 2.5 weeks later because I had to file a report. And if I wouldn't have filed that report and kind of got some, put a little heat up under their feet, I probably would have got that stuff in before my case and before my court hearing.
See, if they were telling the truth and if they were acting, lawfully, they wouldn't have to do all of these things.
Couldn't do it. That's right.
And just the simple fact that they called the lawyer that you had already fired, and he was on the record removed from your case. So it's not like they didn't know. So all of this because you are asserting your right and you are executing the right documents, and they don't like it. See, wrongdoers, they don't want you to hold them accountable. Oh, they like holding us accountable. But when we start holding them accountable, this is the kind of foolishness and the games that they play. Playing with your mail, calling an attorney that is no longer your attorney because his intention was to get you under control. Right. Yeah. Because now they know that it's time to pay the cost for all the lies and the fraud. So so you have another hearing coming up. So the point of this is we want to leave people with a little bit of hope. And the main thing that you and I talked about last night is we want to get across to people that just because we know the law does not mean that these people are going to lay it all out and say, oh yeah, and give up. No, they're still going to fight you tooth and nail.
Yes, and that is correct too. And the unfortunate part about this is that once you know that you're in the right and you're pushing toward getting the right outcome, they're literally going to throw everything in your way to try to stop it. But if you literally just continue to read, continue to follow directions, execute as you should as it relates to the class, you'll be just fine. And I'm a witness of that because now, I'm in a position now where I'm going to be filing my default letter tomorrow. And so now, when I do go before my appeals case, now all that stuff is on record. You see what I'm saying? So now it put me in a better position.
Exactly. But not only are you in a better position, you understand why. I can show you the how all day long, but if you don't understand why this is important, why this paperwork is working for you, then it's all for nothing. So the foundation has to be there because they're going to come and they're going to be throwing all kinds of arrows at your back. I mean, it is scandalous the way that they operate. Right. Everybody in that courtroom is working together against you, including your own lawyer if you have a lawyer. So you have to have that foundation of truth and that foundation of knowledge. And that's why you were able to face her down, the judge, on that last meeting that you had with her. So, right. And were you that way before? No, right?
No, I wouldn't have. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't have known to, I wouldn't have known to go find the knowledge that you've given me to actually then understand it and then apply it by going to a court hearing. I wouldn't have known how to do that simply because the information that I know now, it probably would have took me months to even get up the courage to put myself in a position to get in that kind of battle position to uphold myself and my right. Quick, just to throw something out there, me and you talked about this, is that my case concluded on November the 2nd. They didn't file my paperwork until November 16th, and I didn't get it till yesterday, which is the 22nd. So they said that I have to have all my documents filed, my appeal, all this stuff, my motion to stay in. I got to have all this in by December the 3rd, and they've already used up 19, 20 of my days. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is stuff that I want everybody out here, when you see this is stuff that they're going to do to you. They're going to try to use up your time so that you get in a position of disarray. Like, oh, what do I do now? Stay the course. Calm down. Go get all your paperwork. Make sure everything's in line. And do what I do. Like I told you, Ms. Ann. What I do first? What I do second? What I do first? What I do third? When you outline that thing, what you're gonna do from start to finish, The only way you can mess up is if you didn't read and comprehend the stuff right. But if you follow direction, you calm down, you'll be just fine. Keep fighting.
So the biggest thing, I mean, I can't express to you how amazingly proud I am of you, because I've seen the change in your level of confidence go from, you know, this nervous, you know, anxious, you know, man to just knowing what to do and getting it done. Just know, you know, and you know, you have lost that fear, and when you lose that fear, it's like the sea just parts, and you have a clear vision of exactly what you need to do to finish what you started. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of people in my 4 years of working with child support, 80% of the people quit because, and I'm not standing in judgment, I get it, I know this is just overwhelming, and it can really take you out. Like it's just a lot for a lot of people. But as long as you continue going forward and keep pressing for the truth to be outed, you're already a winner. Now, yes, some cases you know, take a little bit longer, and that's because every case is different, and every case is different. Individual, you know, it's just so many different things, because there are a little bit different layers for yours as somebody else and all of that. But just stay the course. Stay the course, and don't embellish. Don't get cute and try to add stuff that you got from somewhere else, because that causes more problems than it's worth.
Right. And this is the thing. To the individuals that do jump out there and jump into the class, everything that you need is already in there. Just follow and execute. And if you have questions, put your questions in there. And myself, like I've been in there answering questions. I've also been in there asking questions too, you know. So if someone has a question, just jump in there, ask your question. And Ms. Ann, I definitely can say you're very prompt as it relates to responding to questions. You know, and I know there's a lot of people that ask questions on the regular, so you know, I understand. But you know, to the individuals that, you know, now that are jumping into class, they're gonna jump into class in the future, take your time. Don't be an asshole and think you're gonna get this thing done in 7 days. You know, don't think this is a instant gratification. Oh, microwavable, ready. This thing is gonna be easy for me. You know, plan for this to be a marathon and not a race. That's what I'm definitely saying. Plan for that, because you do not know what they're doing on the other side preparing for you. And that's the realest thing that I can tell you. You do not know how they're preparing for you, because they're gonna prepare for everybody different. Every case is different. So follow direction, read it at least 10 times. Make sure you ask questions. Make sure you follow directions. Don't change any of the wording. Don't add any wording. Don't add any numbers. Just follow direction. Just follow direction.
And take your time. All this, you know, jumping in there and blazing through, you know, I can tell that you're rushing when you're asking obvious questions.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And a lot of people do that. They just jump in there and they just want to hurry up and get this monkey off their back, because it's been a pain for a number of years or however long you've been going through it. Okay, but take your time, because you want to do it right, and you want to do it right the first time. You don't want to rush through and make a stupid mistake, and now you gotta just, you know, redo the whole thing, and you know, looking crazy out here. And then the other thing is, people who do rush and make, you know, mistakes, they're making it worse for themselves and for the people who are coming behind them.
Right.
You know, so that's what's happening. You know, over the period of time, I have seen this happen, where it degrades the quality of the process, and eventually, you know, the people coming years later, they're gonna catch hell, because the people have been prepared. Your enemies have allies, And the allies are going to report what you're doing if you mess up. And then when you mess up, it actually shows as if it's not just a sign of weakness, but a sign of lack of confidence, because you don't know what you're doing. So now they're going to really dig in that ass, and they're going to make sure you know that they want to test you.
Right.
So if all that could be prevented, if you just take your time, go through it before you even ask the first question. Right. And then write your questions down, and then 9 times out of 10, when you go over the whole thing again, your question will be answered just on your own. That's why I always say, go over the material at least a minimum of 10 times, because it's not that the material is difficult. It really isn't. It's that I want it to jump into your spirit so that it can really boost your confidence to get this information. Right. You got to lay that perfect foundation. And when you got that foundation, you are ready to go kick some judge ass. Okay. So just like AJ did. I mean, I remember leading up to the days going towards the hearing, you were nervous. And then in the week before the hearing, you were, getting yourself together. And then the night before, you sounded like a different man.
Listen, and I was prepared. Like, I was like, all right. I said, I got to go in here and defend myself. I said, because if I don't do it, nobody will, So we got it done. It's now it's just, one of those things. I got to finish it. I got to finish. And that's also the thing, you and I talked about, that we want to get a clear understanding to others too. It's like, don't give up when you're right at the finish line, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to give up and then they say, yeah, just do whatever you want to. No, keep going. Do not give up. Finish strong, because it's going to be one of those situations where you could have really been out of this thing, but you didn't keep going. So for me, you keep going. Definitely keep going.
Yeah, and let the record show that, although the case concluded with a little bit more to go, at least AJ now made the record, and that is the number one thing that you want in any court procedure. In any legal matter, you want to make the record. Now, before this, you didn't know anything about that, but now you made the record, and you made the record for your appeal. And that's where we are right now. And they are stunned at the turnaround of how you have progressed, because that's why they're playing all these games with your mail and with the throwing the lawyer at you and all of that. And it's just been an amazing turn of events. I just want to leave everyone with this. AJ and I, we didn't have to be here. We didn't have to do this, but we felt it was a duty and a responsibility, and it really is a labor of love, not just from me, but from AJ as well, and everyone in the community. What we have going on inside of the course is not just content. It is an actual family. It's a community. And as you said, don't I answer the questions right away? I'm very responsive, and I don't want to leave anyone hanging, because I know how it is when you have a question hot on your mind and you want to get it, you want to know right then and there. So I hang out. It's our hangout spot. Okay, so we help each other. The other students, they're in there helping each other, answering questions based, because you might be a little bit further along than somebody else just joining. And so it's just been an amazing thing to be a part of, And I just want people to know that we are, you're going to have me, you're going to have AJ, you're going to have other people in there that we just want to help the community, because the Child Support Enforcement Program is a failed social program, that we know, okay? But the reason why they are doing what they're doing to everyone and just, committing all of these violations is because they've been getting away with it for so long, they think it's right. But the more people take it to them with this paperwork and getting this base foundational knowledge, now they're shaking their head, they're scratching their head like, what the hell do we have going on here?
Yeah.
And that's how we win. That's how we win. Any
Mm-hmm.
final thoughts on your experience or what you want to, you know, leave them with?
Listen, I'm going to tell people this. Do not do your own thing. Do not do your own thing. Follow all the steps. Make sure you read. Once again, make sure you read. Read it 10 times. Read it 20 times. But make sure you do not add things and do your own thing as it relates to the class. And if you need some more help, Ann is right there inside the portal. She's there to help you. Please do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and follow directions. Lord Jesus, follow directions. But outside of that, you know, I just want to, you know, finish off by saying, you know, I'm satisfied with the way that things are going. I'm satisfied and happy about learning and understanding this stuff as I continue to grow. And I'm ultimately looking forward to getting back on here when we're blessed with a win. And then we can go into more detail about, you know, how that win came about, what happened, and what's next. So if I can leave off with that's what I'll leave with.
Well, thank you so much for being here. You didn't have to do this, and there's a million other things that you could be doing with your time, with your resources, with your money. And I just thank you for taking that leap of faith and just trusting in me. And I don't take that lightly. And I you know, I really appreciate everything that all the trust and faith that you're putting into, you know, just this process, because I know it can't be easy. I know it's not easy for you. So, you know, thank you for being here and giving people an inside view, you know, into what happens behind the scenes, because people are like, oh, what's really going on? I get a ton of questions. I'm not just a course seller, a course creator. I'm in the community right there, lockstep with everyone every day. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's necessary because I want people to be empowered. I don't know how else to say it. I want you to know, I want you to get this more than I have it. I want you to surpass me. And so I'm just in there and I'm hanging out. It's a real community that we're building. Absolutely. And so just know that I'll put all the links, because I know inevitably people are gonna be like, well, how do I find it? I'll put all of the links in the video description box, and I'll hang out in the video comments. And AJ, I'll send you the video so that you can hang out in the comments if anyone have any follow-up question. But yeah, just finish what you start. Don't give up. Don't let them push you off of your out of your square, because that's the name of the game, is to make the record. And if you have to take it all the way to the Supreme Court, then you have your record to do so. And ultimately you will win. The reason why I'll just leave this finally. The reason why it's taken some people's cases longer than some is because of the people who came before, who pretty much did some, you know, so we're in spin, you know, we have to do a lot of damage control because they did a lot of nonsense out here. And so now we're just, you know, it's not that the process is not working, because the truth is based on the truth. And it's based on law, and that, you know, the truth is enduring, right? But it's just a matter of the people, you know, your adversary and the opponent is going to test you. I mean, it's blistering. It's mind-blowing, the things that they do. And they know that is a violation, but they do it because they want to see how far they can go. But now AJ is pumping the brakes, and it had them shook, to say the least. I mean, it's been an amazing journey. But I just wanted to just say how proud I am. I'm just so happy that you are fighting for your daughter. And you are to be commended for that. Just 5 stars all around, just, you know, for you. So thank you again for being here, AJ. You didn't have to do it here.
It's a pleasure.
All right. So that's all we have for you today. I hope someone, was blessed by this. I hope to give you encouragement. If you find yourself fighting this battle and you don't have any more left in you to fight them on your own, then I would recommend, joining the course. I don't think that you need to hire a lawyer. You can do this on your own. I don't think that you need to hire me unless you want to, ascend higher or quicker, and you just want to do it. You don't need to, but you can. I'm available. But I prefer that you just join the course, because the course comes with a community of people at different levels, different degrees of where they are with their course, beginning, middle, end, and all of that. So thank y'all for watching. Be sure to like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come and join the community too here on YouTube, and subscribe, because that's literally how we grow. And comment any questions and any suggestions of any new videos that you want to see in the future. So thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.